am so excited to be moving towards a ministry that is bringing science of mind and new thought, ideas, and principles to recovery. That is my passion in working with people who are moving through their recovery and maybe ready for the next step. In the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, it says, we are given a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. And that's what I want to focus on, that maintenance of our spiritual condition. And really, how do we take that to the next step? Not just maintaining it, but how do we grow it? How do we enhance it? How do we create these amazing, vibrant, fulfilled lives in recovery that allow us to be what we are meant to be on this planet and who we have come here to be? When I talk about recovery community, I mean people recovering from whatever it is that they feel has been holding them back from the truth of who they are.
Center for Spiritual Living. We welcome you to our Sunday service. We're so happy you're joined us today. We have a lot of exciting things to talk about today and to discuss, but we like to start each service with our music, a little chant, and we have a new musician for us. Guy Nelson is here, and he's going to open us up with a new chant.
I invite you to be excited about today. What does today have in store for you? I'm leaning forward in my seat. I'm leaning forward in my seat. I'm an angel in the sky. I'm a rainbow in the sky. I'm leaning forward in my seat. I'm leaning forward in my seat. I'm a rainbow in the sky. I'm a rainbow in the sky. Oh, and I wake up with the sound of thunder in the wind. And I walk out in the rain. And I let myself relax into who I am. And I'm cleansed of my pain. Sing with me. I'm leaning forward in my seat. I'm leaning forward in my seat. I'm a rainbow in the sky. I'm a rainbow in the sky. I'm leaning forward in my seat. I'm leaning forward in my seat. I'm a rainbow in the sky. I'm a rainbow in the sky. I'm leaning forward in my seat. I'm leaning forward in my seat. I'm a rainbow in the sky. I'm a rainbow in the sky. I'm a rainbow in the sky. I'm a rainbow in the sky.
How wonderful, Sky. What a beautiful song. So glad you're here with us today. What's interesting about our former music director, he was a lawyer and a musician. And you're a musician and so many other things, a theoretical physicist, a computer programmer, you're an author. You have a new CD out, I understand, as well as a new book coming out in the spring. So do you want to say something about your new CD, possibly?
Stand For Me, which you can find at standformealbum.com, is an album of original songs that speak to the New Thought philosophy, as well as the idea of standing up for social justice, standing up for ourselves, standing up for each other, and standing up for the world that we want to see created in our mind's eye.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. As well as one reason I wanted to introduce you to our community is that you lead workshops, and so people know who you are. And then another time down a month or two, we'd love to have you back on, to come sing with us, and then and that afternoon present a workshop possibly. So I think that'd be great. So welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Reverend Jay.
Here today. So I want to just welcome everybody who's here for maybe the first time or the first time in a while, or you've been with us, these 5 months that we've been here. For these online services. And we like to begin by offering the blessing for you, for everybody, as well as people in this room. We bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community. And we also like to repeat our vision and mission statement. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. A glorious affirmation this morning and also always. A few more things to let you know that are happening at the center. This is the last Sunday to register for my class called Revealing Wholeness in Uncertain Times. It's based on the current research of quantum physics and spirituality, as well as a book by Dr. Lisa Rankin called Mind Over Medicine. She's been on Oprah and a number of YouTubes and TED Talks, and so she's really got a great voice in that. And through this, we'll have a sustainable peace and joy in our lives, no matter what our life circumstances. So something with the emerging times we live in, I think it's something to hang our anchor in there. And then as well as our registration is begin for Kristen Moore's service, her series, called Spiritual Principles and Practices, and you discover proven practices that begin putting principles into action and manifest a desired goal or intention, and creates a way to live your best possible life, which takes practice, practice, practice. And what you get with Kristen as a teacher, not only is she an excellent teacher, but she has now finished all of her ministerial classes. So we're happy about that. And on to do her testing and panels now in order to become a licensed minister. So we're proud of her, and way to go, Kristen. So we also are still seeking donations for our Sip and Savor auction. It can be art or quilts or wine tours, wine tastings, trips, anything that you would like to share with us. We already have about a dozen things donated already, from one-time experiences to many different things. So please join us for that, and you can contact Mary in the office, or there's a form online to fill out as well. More information is online about that. Our weekly schedule, a few more things coming up this week. On Wednesday, we have our regular Learning to Become a Better Ally group, and we're starting a new book, so it's a great time to join us. If you've already registered or you want to register for that, there's a link online to do that. Our new book is So You Want to Talk About Race. So time to just be willing to express where your views are, and where your thinking is now, and allowing other people to hear that as well as you hear other people's as well. And then this Tuesday is the first Tuesday of the month for Men's Spirit Group. And so a number of things going on. You can go to our website to look at all those things. So I appreciate you participating in the events. And then as we move into the sacred part of our service, I just want to take a moment to mourn the loss of lives. We've had so many losses lately. Police altercations, civil unrest, health challenges, including COVID-19, but other conditions as well. I appreciated all the pro sports taking a pause. I mean, all of them took a pause, because this is not normal. And we don't want to treat it as normal. We don't want to start thinking people dying is okay and normal. We need to take the time to mourn all the losses we have. And we also take a moment to mourn the loss of lives and properties in the hurricanes, and of course closer to home, the recent fires. They're becoming every day a greater percentage of contained, but they're still ongoing. And we just reach out to those people. So let's just take a moment of silence to bless those we've lost, and to mourn with those who have lost. We just bless them right in this moment. The other thing I want to let you know is that if you are local and you've experienced loss of property or housing, or you need support in grieving, that there is both a Crosswalk Church that's on First Street that's offering shelter, as well as tomorrow morning the local access center, nicknamed LAC, is opening up on down by the driver's license place and the health department on Corporate Drive. And you can go online to make an appointment, or sometimes you can just email or call and get the information you need that way. So if you need more information, that's a good resource, as well as Crosswalk is a good resource for you. We are, as a center, we have purchased gift cards that we have available to you if you have a need because of losses you've had. Please contact us, and we'd be glad to get those to you. And if we don't have anybody needing them in the next couple of weeks, we'll pass them on to the shelters for them to give out to people there, because we want to do our part. This is part of the outreach funds that we collected, that we raised for last year's Sip and Savor. Now we're heading into a new Sip and Savor. So we're glad to be able to distribute more of those funds. We've already distributed thousands of dollars, and we continue to do that. So thank you for your kind contributions that you've given us and continue to support us, because we too want to use it to continue our vision and mission and to support those in our community and elsewhere in time of need. So in this, we just want to go now into this time of sacredness. And Sky will open us up with a sacred song.
I am letting go. I am letting God. I am fully alive. Spirit by my side. I am letting go. I am letting God. I am fully alive. Spirit by my side. I am letting go. I am letting God. I am fully alive. Spirit by my side. Spirit by my side. Spirit by my side. Spirit by my side.
To invite you to relax into this moment of knowing that God truly is everywhere present. And as you relax into the moment, know that you are a spiritual being right now, that the place that you stand or sit in is truly God's territory, that you can never be outside of that. And so with this energy, we bring all of our love, all of our truth, and all of our knowing to this point in time right now, and we bless it. So let's spend a few minutes in this knowingness. So I invite you to take a deep breath and exhale all that needs to be exhaled. For we are living in this time together, and we shall continue this. And for my spiritual reflection, I just like to, remind myself, and I know that I'm not alone in this thinking, and that last week I really had to ask myself, where do I get my strength? because I was told I needed to leave my property. And I was told this same thing 2 years ago. And I just remember how horrible that feeling was, and that when I got to a place of sanctuary, a few days later, I had to leave that place too and move on. So this particular time, I don't know if I was being led by Spirit or I was just frozen in fear, but I could not leave my property. I could not take my cats and go away. I felt like I was frozen or burning in time. And it took me 3 days to actually pack my car with a few things that I needed to pack and have my cats on their leash in case I really felt threatened by the fire and I had to leave. And during that last third evening, I remember walking outside and looking at my property and looking at every rock and every tree and every trail that my husband built and every thing that was alive out there. And all of a sudden, within me, I realized what gratitude I have for what I have. And no matter what happens to what I have, I'll always have that gratitude of that beauty and that place of sanctuary that I've called home for 30 years. And so I knew at that moment that I was blessed, and I knew at that moment that I could survive whatever. And I was ready with my cats and a few clothes and photographs and papers, cat food, and I could leave within 5 minutes because I locked the cats out of the places where they could hide. So I don't know if it was a lack of courage or just a feeling of faith knowing that I was okay where I was, wherever I wound up. I've been through hard times before, and all of us have. And these have truly been the months of being tested like Job, right? And we're kind of all at our wits' end right now, but we have to keep going. So what I do is go to our magazine and pull up all these wonderful bits of reaffirming of who I am and where I've been. And today I came across what Reverend Edward from the Santa Rosa Church said. He said that confidence in my spiritual identity is my antidote to fear, and that knowing there is a power for good in the universe and I am a part of it. And so this is who we are at the core of who we are, and we can keep on. So God bless you all, and keep on.
Other song with Sky.
I hope this keyboard is coming through just right. Let me know if it needs to be turned up. This song is a dedication to the need to see each other as human beings, to see each other as real people, not the layers that we need other people to be, but as who they really are. It's okay, I don't need you to say sorry if your words don't come out right, 'cause I've got space to allow it to be broken. I wanna feel your other side Let's be gentle but honest. Tell it like it is. To open up a path inside. When I think I know you, I may be wrong. You're just a part of a real human being. And if I try to show you just the better sides of me, they're just a part of a real human being. I'm just a part of a real human being. Go ahead and tell your story. I want to hear it come from you. Open-hearted, never boring. Just let me know if there is something I can do. I'll be gentle but honest. Tell it like it is. To open up a path inside. When I think I know you, I may be wrong. You're just a part of a real human being. And if I try to show you just the better sides of me, they're just a part of a real human being. I'm just a part of a real human being. I've got a past to heal from. You got things you're scared to say. Let's not hold it all together. Perfect just gets in the way. When I think I know you, oh, I may be wrong. You're just a part of a real human being. And if I try to show you just the better sides of me, they're just a part of a real human being. I'm just a part of a real human being. I'm just a part of a real human being.
Thank you so much, Guy. What a beautiful, beautiful song. So glad to have you part of our service today. Before I get started in my talk, I just wanted to talk a little bit about education. We have such a powerful form of education here, our spiritual educations or our workshops and our classes. And many of you are part of it. I'd like to encourage more of you to do it because it's a way of connecting. And then some of the classes are certified, and the certified classes work towards you being able to be eligible to start practitioner classes. So this example of building a healing consciousness that I think you taught, didn't you, Kristen? The building the healing consciousness. And so we get certificates from, for in this case, Ann Davis, Frederica, Jennifer Tracy, Lori Hart, Lupe Vargas, and Shauna Marshall. And so these all go into a transcript, just like a college transcript, and we can pull those transcripts to see if you're eligible to begin practitioner classes. And we're going to see if we have enough to start in January. So looking forward to that. And if you're interested, just let me know so we can make sure you have enough classes and the right classes to be able to ready to go into practitioner, because as such a dynamic part of our center we call it the healing arm of our center, our practitioners. And I know I can feel their prayers every week, every day. And I just really appreciate all the practitioners we have here. So wonderful. So this month we are going to continue the Inclusion in Action series that we have. I think that's been a great series so far as we wrap it up today and begin a new one in September. But today, as Diana introduced, we're talking about who we are and our identity. And this is an important thing. It's important for us to individually think of who we are and who we think we are, as well as hear other people reflect back to us who we are. Because the thing that we need to remember is we are all incarnations of Spirit, so we are a reflection of Spirit in every way we are. And yet sometimes in the day-to-day, especially in the days-to-days we've had lately, that seem 48 hours long and weeks seem 50 days long, that we're challenged to remember who we really are. I know I have, and I'll speak for myself, that there have been moments of doubt and anxiety and confusion and anger and frustration, and I need to feel that and to let it go and come back to remembering who I am. So in this way, as part of what we're doing here, is we're also asking, as a community, who do we say we are as a community? And we have lost some of that possibly, or lost how we used to identify who we are, because we used to identify coming together in our in-person services on Sunday, and it would be easy to affirm each other and our divine nature when we were seeing each other. And now we need to find new ways. Now, there will be a time we'll meet together again. Starting tomorrow, the county is relaxing some of the restrictions, and so we're moving forward with thoughts of having in-person services once again. We're not quite ready yet, but we're thinking about it. But there's still this lull time that we need to find new ways to allow ourselves to remember who we are, allow that to be mirrored back to us. And as a community, who do we say we are? And are we being who we say we are? Is another important question that we have. In the Bible, it talks about Moses that saw this burning bush, and the burning bush told him to go to Egypt and tell the Pharaoh to let the Jewish slaves go. And he goes, I can't do that. I don't know who would I say sent me? And the voice from the bush says, I am that I am. Well, you can't argue with that. I am that I am is all there is. And when he heard that, it resonated to him, and he realized he was being called to something greater. And he went, and according to the story in the Bible, eventually the Pharaoh let the Jews go. And I would suggest we are all being called, maybe not by a burning bush, but we are called by the I am that is I am. To be this glorious expression of the divine, and to remember the other people who are expressions of the divine as well, and let them reflect back to us our own divinity. When Buddha was asked, who are you? He said, I am awake. So this same I am phrase was used in this. He declared that I am, and he used a God quality, I am awake. When Jesus was questioned about who he was as he had his ministry and he was doing these healings, and the Jewish leaders at the time questioned who he thought he was, in other words, thought he really wasn't all that he really thought he was, so they wondered that. Jesus, instead of answering himself, turned to his disciples and said, who do you say I am? And some of the disciples, I think sometimes disciples were a little flabbergasted, intimidated. They didn't want to answer the question incorrectly, so they didn't answer it directly. They said, well, some say you're a prophet like John the Baptist or Elijah or Jeremiah. So they were saying what other people said. They weren't saying what they said. And it was Peter who stood up and said, who recognized the divinity of Jesus. He said, you are a son of the living God. You are Christos, the anointed one. You are called by God. And we are all anointed. We are all called by God in this moment. And Jesus answered him in a very profound way. He said, Peter, the only way you would know that is if you had a divine connection also. That you would recognize my divinity because you were connected divinely too. And Jesus goes on to say, upon this truth, spiritual communities will be founded. Churches will be founded on the truth that each of us can reveal this divinity, that we are this divinity. Ernest Holmes said many years later, many centuries later, I believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. So it's this, we can all reveal the truth if we allow ourselves to, if we stop and allow this truth to come through. At the same time, during these times of challenges we have, of such loss that we're dealing with, of such struggle and knowing how to reaffirm who we are, let's not kid ourselves into thinking that we can do it alone. We may not be meeting in person for services, but there are people you can reach out to affirm, to support, to listen, even if it's just going, I don't know what to do, I'm lost. Let them remind you of who you are, your divine nature. Have people in your court. I have calls every week with a group of other ministers that I meet with. We're spread out, Colorado, Southern California, Seattle. We all have centers, and we all take time to really say where we're at, affirm each other, support each other, and hold each other accountable. I need that. I know I need that, and I think everybody needs that kind of affirmation that we do. I think the classes that we have, the listening to this is great, and some of the interaction has helped. Some of the study groups we have, the things like that are other ways to affirm that. These are definitely reminders. I appreciate you coming on to the service. They're great reminders. They help you reflect, because the self-reflection is great, to look yourself in the mirror and say, who am I? Who am I being in the world that says who I am? And also we want to take the time as a community to reflect what that is. To check in with ourselves and check in with ourselves as a community in these emerging times. We can find that we're not as in control of our life as we think we might be or we'd like to be. And yet we can always choose our response to it. And part of that response is seeking an affirmation, seeking clarity, seeking a reflection, whether it's a self-reflection or reflection from other people. Allow the truth to reveal through us that Spirit itself. And allow that to be who we are. If we look back over this month, the series that we've just had an outstanding series in my mind, because it's been a reflection for me on if I'm inclusive, if I'm open, if I'm accepting. So I kind of wanted to review some of the things we've been talking about this month to reaffirm for you the importance of being mindful about how you show up in the world. And the first one we talked about was being radically accepting of others, but also radically accepting of ourselves. And what I find in this time as I reflect on myself as well as listen to other people talk, that we fall into a pattern of recycling old thoughts that might be harmful, or they might be just not serving us anymore. They might be thoughts of anxiety or fear or anger or frustration or doubt or hopelessness. And when we do that, we just keep recycling the same information over and over again, and we can be obsessive in thought. And as I would like to suggest, some of those thoughts are, I'm not good enough. I'm not one of the lucky ones. I'm dumb. My body's not where I want it to be. Why should I bother? I'm just one person. I can't make a difference. I wish I could, but I'm hesitating. I'm too scared. I'm holding back in some way from my full potential. And the truth is, until we're really ready to let go of those thoughts completely, and I know I often say that, just let go of those thoughts. Well, that's easier said than done, right? But if we just let go and take a moment to breathe in, to adjust our life in some ways, we know that until we change our thinking, we'll always be recycling our experiences. And the idea is to create in our mind something different. An imagination in our mind of what we want. And any thoughts that aren't of that, let them go and be in this place of creating the life and the joy and the happiness we want to see. And it can simply emerge from our mind to be something new and fresh. And we can do that in so many different ways. The simplest way is just to sit down and breathe. Breathe out the negativity and breathe in the positive thoughts, affirm positive thoughts. That this life that we live is great and grand, that I can do this. I am powerful. Spirit through me is successful in all ways. I am prosperous. To affirm this and allow that to be what we are opening up to. To breathe in the air. I know it's smoky out many days, but we can imagine a fresh air we're breathing in even from within, or get close to a tree or a plant or a garden because we know they emit oxygen. Get as close as you need to get, hug the tree, get down into the garden and just breathe in that oxygen. And then you breathe out that, and they love all that carbon dioxide you're breathing out. So just let them have it, and release it completely. And spend a moment in the nothingness and allow this more positive thinking to come through us as us. And be this truth, no matter what the circumstances. It's good to be alive. I have a lot to be grateful for. So in this way, we're composting the old, allowing the rich and nutritious soil to come out of that which we are composting, that which we are letting go, and creates a rich soil for more plants, more life to grow that brings back and affirms with us. And that is just about accepting what is and letting go what doesn't serve us anymore. And the other piece of what I want to talk about that we talked about a few weeks ago was welcoming all of us. And this is another piece of accepting, that we accept all aspects of ourselves and we accept all aspects of everybody. A few weeks ago in the newspaper, I thought I had a picture of it here, that there was a man named Thomas Coakley. And he runs every day between 5 and 7 miles a day with a weighted vest and a long-sleeved hoodie. And he is a black man, and he runs, and the vest represents the weight and oppression of social injustice and inequity that he feels. And people, as he runs, might ask him about the vest or had seen the article in the paper, and they talk about questions with him, and it creates a dialogue about the weight and oppression he feels as a black man. Sometimes people run with him and they don the same kind of weighted vest because they want to feel in their body this oppression that he feels sometimes. At the same time, when he finishes his run, or a friend of his that he's run with, they take off the vest. So it's not like we have to wear our guilt and our remorse and our regrets around with us all the time. We can feel them and then let them go, to free ourselves of them. but to be mindful of how these kind of things affect us in this way. It's a way of owning who we are. Any hidden bias or unnecessary beliefs or beliefs that don't serve us anymore, we can be aware of them and then let them go. And be in this place of clarity and love. There's an author, her name is Angel Coyote Williams, and she's a Buddhist activist, writer, author. She says, love and justice are not two. Without inner change, there can be no outer change. And without collective change, no change matters. So it is this internal change that we accept what is, and we know that it creates change within us. And we, as we're part of a collective change, that this community can create change in the world. I know that there was a march on Washington on Friday in the Mall of Washington, and it was a civil rights march led by many black leaders. And one of the speakers reminded me of the phrase that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, that was called a, let me get the exact phrase when I'm quoting somebody. I do like to get the exact phrase. A coalition of conscience. A coalition of conscience, which means the morality and ethics in order to make change in society. As a community, we agree with that, we align with that, but we also, I would add to that say we are a collective of consciousness. That we know within ourselves the changes, and as a community we shift towards this world that we want to create, that we want to add to, that we want to create a world that works for everyone, so we know it within ourselves, and we have a collection of consciousness that changes. And we are not alone in this. We have so many other New Thought churches, Centers for Spiritual Living, Unity, Agape, Association of Global New Thought, the Association of New Thought, just these many different organizations and churches, as well as the Buddhists and Hindus that are doing this conscious work with us. And it is making this change. Now, it might not change everything in our lives, but it is changing the clarity by which people see. It is an awakening, and it is creating thought by thought, moment by moment experience within us and around us of a beloved community that Kristen talked about last week. And I know as a community we are celebrating this beloved community. We are, as our Constitution talks about, a more perfect union. So we don't have a perfect union, but we're creating a more perfect union. And at this center, we're creating a more perfect beloved community all the time. And so I want to take a moment to view from your perspective what you see about this community. Who do you say we are? I'd like to note that Ernest Holmes talks about, wrong quote there. As we view all life, everything from what we call to great to what we call small, important, and unimportant, it is only as we view the whole thing as one stupendous whole, whose body nature is with God the soul, that we shall really enter in communion into oneness. And this is, above all, what this community does is enter into communion, into oneness, even if we're not meeting in person. And so I have reached out to people, and we certainly could have more response. And if you want to put in the comment section, Shauna, that you could add to it later on, if somebody wants to add something about who, as you hear these and see these, if you want to add something, if you haven't had the chance to add it, feel free to do. But I wanted to add, first of all, from Janet Champion, one of our practitioners, says that in question, who do you say we are? She said, loving, supportive, prayerful. And Lori Hart says, We can feel lonely, isolated during this time. Usually we're meeting in person or doing projects like Crush MS. I think we all missed that this year. Lori said she missed it. Yet I still feel the heart connection of the community. I know I can call someone in the community to ask for support, and they will love me up unconditionally. That feels nice. That's Lori Hart. And then I have a couple movies here by people that sent me scripts of this. So we need the sound on the television up.
Hi. For me, Napa Valley Center for Spiritual Living is a heart center. It's a place where I can bring my joy, my tears, my fears, and process who I am and who I want to be and where I want to go and what can I do with my life right now. It's a place where we come together and support each other for whatever we need. It's a place I can trust and feel accepted and loved, and it's important to me. I love being here, and I love doing what I'm doing. God bless you all.
3. This is a community where we're just like you, where we know how great you are, and where we know we're all one, and where we're about a world that works for everyone.
And then
Okay. Napa Valley Spiritual Center to me is a place for community and connection with friends and for peace in these turbulent times. It's really important, you know, to have that community. I moved up here 10 years ago and took care of my mom, and then it's just hard to find that in Napa. And that was one place that I really found that. And I'm grateful for it. And, I wasn't raised religious at all, so I don't have that background. And I'm very spiritual, and I do believe in a God or a higher being. So I do believe that, but this is the only place in Napa that feels right for me.
It's where I connect. It's where it's a safe place to go, even though we're doing it online now rather than in person. It's my family, and it's where I get to safely nurture my spiritual life and spiritual practices and deepen them. And the community means everything to me. The people are so loving and caring.
Because the first time I came, I was looking in a spiritual that would respect many different, that would and respect not just their own train of thought, but open up to
I would say community. I've met so many wonderful people through the Center for Spiritual Living. I also love the classes. It's really a way of learning more and staying connected, staying in my spiritual practice. It helps me to expand that. And it's a great reminder throughout my week when I'm in a class. It really, like Mary said, really deepens my understanding and my connection with God.
So, Center for Spiritual Living is my church home and has been for many years, and I'm just so happy that we are able to continue even this time of social distancing, and we can connect and we can express our views, and my chance to be around positive people.
Being in, the social distancing, being in Montana, I've already been practicing social distancing, but knowing that it's there and I can connect with all of you through Zoom and different book study groups and classes and things like tonight, doing charades and the scavengers and hunts and treasure hunts. And it's just, and of course, when I was there too, and so when I see these people on Zoom, it's like, oh, those are my people. Those are my peeps. So it's so awesome lately because I haven't been doing much of anything or connecting with people. So getting back with this. So in a way, the pandemic has helped me reconnect with everybody by going on to Zoom and getting to see people more often and just have that community of, like Mary said, well, like a lot of you said, it's my spiritual home. And not having that here, this center really keeps me connected spiritually and in community and with like-minded people and like-hearted people. And I've been there for how long? 5 years now. And I still just feel, like I said, you're my peeps. So I really am grateful for that connection.
I definitely agree with that. One of the things that I really cherish about our center specifically is everybody has a really strong commitment to continuing their own self-growth and development, and everybody is super open in our community to really learning from one another and understanding that there's just always more deepening to do together, and more ways to show up in the greater community. We have a really beautiful outreach program that really reaches far into the Napa Valley, and I really appreciate that about our community, because I can know that when I'm donating my time or my money or anything else, that it's really going towards something that matters, that it's helping not only our members, but greater than that. Awesome. It's definitely a community of love, with love at the core.
So how wonderful to hear these community members share, and I know they represent what other people are thinking also. That I just kind of chose them because they covered the gambit, but if you have any other thoughts, feel free to do that. And you can continue to share this, because we're going to do a dialogue of this and put some of them on the website as well, with your permission. And know that we can always recreate new within us. So I have some affirmations for us to say here, that the Napa Valley Center for Spiritual Living, we live intentionally, we love unconditionally, we see, hear, and experience the divine in all life. We learn and listen so that we could grow together and do our part in the coalition of consciousness. And so it is. What I know is that if anything you take away from today is that you can always recreate within you that which you're so looking for. If you're experiencing something that is uncomfortable, or you're down for whatever reason, so many choices of reasons to be down these days. And first of all, reach out when you need to get that affirmation. But second of all, know that spirit within you can always become new, can always open up. So I'm going to turn it back over to Sky. And I heard the song of his on YouTube. He has a YouTube channel. And I just really loved it. And it really fits with the theme of becoming this new you. So I'm going to turn it over to him and then open up in prayer.
Thank you, Reverend Jay. Let me know if everything's not coming through okay here. I got my guitar now. And I'm so grateful to be able to share that the new me is not actually new. It's the same me that's always been here. So when you look inside and you peel back any layers of inauthenticity, any layers of concern or fear, you may find a great excitement to be alive today and ready to be ourselves once more. And I'm not sure if I got a message that you can't hear me. Can you hear me? Okay, good. The simple thing inside me has found an open door. I finally realize who I've become. And the knowing that has always known me is now easy to my lips. I realize the beauty of my gifts. That's all of us. I am more than I ever thought I'd be. Welcoming the new, welcoming the new, and I am the change I always hope to see. Welcoming the new me. And the day can pass me quickly by without seeing all I've done and all the many blessings I've begun. And the knowing that has always known me, just going through my day. And I've helped people find a state of grace. I am more than I ever thought I'd be. Welcoming the new, welcoming the new, and I am the change I always hope to see. Welcoming the new me. Welcoming, welcoming, welcoming the new. Welcoming, welcoming, welcoming the new. Welcoming, welcoming, welcoming the new. Welcoming the new me. That's it. Sing along with me. Welcoming, welcoming, welcoming the new. Welcoming, welcoming, welcoming the new. Welcoming, welcoming, welcoming the new. Welcoming the new me. One more time, everybody. Welcoming, welcoming, welcoming the new. Welcoming, welcoming, welcoming the new. Welcoming, welcoming, welcoming the new. Welcoming the new me. And I am more than I ever thought I'd be. Welcoming the new. Welcoming the new, and I am the change I always hope to see. Welcoming the new me. Welcoming the new me.
And what I know in this moment, we are more than we thought we would be when we allow Spirit to reveal its truth through us. That we can be this new me. Yes, it's the same us, and it's a new refreshment, rejuvenation, renewal of all that is within me that creates this. That we let go of those recycled thoughts that no longer serve us. That we compost them and allow a rich fullness of life to come through that nurtures us, and Spirit through us is this truth, is this power, is this reminder of the greatness that we are. And that is who we are and who our community is in this greatness. And we affirm this to be so. And so it is.
I am more than I ever thought I'd be. Welcoming the new, welcoming the new, and I am the change I always hope to see. Welcoming the new me. Welcoming the new me. Welcoming the new us.
Thank you so much, Sky. Welcoming the new us. That's a great affirmation for today. So we also appreciate and affirm those who are donating Whether you're donating time, talent, or treasure to our center, we so appreciate it to keep us continuing to not only fulfill our vision through our services and our classes and our workshop, but also to our outreach. And so we just imagine those gifts you've given us through PayPal or by mail or whatever how you've given us, and affirm, if you affirm with me, that divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is. We also affirm families and children as you go back to school, whether it be online or ever how you're doing school. We know that you're blessed right where you are. You continue to grow and affirm and be the truth of who you are. So we raise our hands and we say, we see you, we care about you, and we're here for you. And so it is. And we love you too. And finally, our community affirmation, if you repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. I am led by Spirit. I am guided by wisdom. I am protected by love. I am here to be a blessing. And I'd say we are here to be a blessing. We are so grateful. And so it is. And now a final song by Sky.
Let there be love, I am a stand for love. Let there be joy, I am a stand for joy. Let there be peace, I am a stand for peace. And we're making a new world now. Let there be peace, I am a stand for peace. Let there be love, I am a stand for love. Let there be joy, I am a stand for joy, and we're making a new world now. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now.
Sky, and as we move forward, we know the truth of who we are, that we are rejuvenated, renewed by Spirit, and we as a community are this blessing in the world. And so it is. Have a great week. Join us for Zoom online right after this service. Many blessings and love.